Welcome one, welcome all to the Friendlyjordies Podcast, where we'll be discussing the usual antics that we discuss, such as dating in New York. What's up with that? Is it getting harder? Is it getting easier? What about dating apps? Are they making dating easier? And also, then we'll obviously be moving on to Martha Stewart. Has she lost it? Is her baking getting a little bit old? I'm going to say it is quite old-fashioned. Every time that I've ever gone to her, she's like, "Am I going to be doing something we don't do often here at Martha Stewart? We're going to be baking brownies." Come on, Martha.
And Martha,
you have dementia. Just admit it. I've made brownies before.
This is a great sounding pod. Finally, something I'm into.
Martha was great until Nigella Lawson showed up.
Yeah.
And now, Martha, I think you belong in jail.
Because you got your brownies aren't as good. That's the reason.
It's the only reason.
Dating in New York, I found out this term yesterday. I didn't know this was a thing. Do you know like foreplay, right? But have you heard of afterplay?
No, but I can imagine what it is.
Have you?
No, I don't know why any man would be into that.
I know,
Yeah.
well, dude. Most men aren't into foreplay either. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I hadn't even heard of it, and then I was watching this Japanese YouTuber who was interviewing an American porn star that's exclusively a porn star for Japan. If that makes sense.
No
way.
And
This is in your
both-
spare time.
Are they
Yes.
Japanese?
The guy was Japanese. The girl was American, but
Oh,
she was like
American.
huge in Japan. Anyways, but both of them were like talking about the idea of afterplay and how now it's like extremely necessary. I don't know why I brought this up during the show. Should we
No,
talk about it
no,
on
no.
the upplay?
No, I hate that. I hate it.
Let's-
The after. I like the fore, but the after, it's just like. No,
But is
no
this
after.
something that we
You
should
just
be
go to
looking
sleep
at?
and that's
Yeah, you don't want to. Sorry, it's like it's bad. I don't like it. What?
Is this something that we should be like men should be looking at? Because
No,
I'm gonna be honest, this is a marketing failure over here if women want that.
they do, but I don't.
All right, look,
I really,
Judy Tango.
I really don't. It's the last thing you want to do.
let's start with the
afterplay is a vibrator. Okay, just getting.
no. Well, you hopefully you don't need it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The first what have you guys? The first segment, Mislav, you kind of were you texted me
Yes.
just before the pod started.
Tell them what the text said.
It's like, while the world talks about Taiwan, Mislav says, "Hey, what's the deal with Hong Kong? Can we talk about it?"
Thank you very much.
We may, but
Sick.
let's start with Taiwan.
Okay. We'll do.
Are you asking for travel tips? What do you want to know?
No. I told you. I saw we can go into it, but I saw a big billboard,
Right.
and it was like 25 years, proud and strong, Hong Kong, maybe airlines, maybe something else. Couldn't figure it out actually, which is very Hong Kong style. But then in small print, it was like Hong Kong, proud dwelling of the People's Proud Republic of China, and I'm just like, see what you did there. See what you did there.
Wait, so you want to know about Hong Kong because the billboard was in your face?
Yes.
So like Homer going to clown college.
Exactly.
That's all that is incredible how your mind works. So you have to be the most susceptible human being on earth to advertising. So if you just saw an ad for like buying one of the apartments around here with two happy couples on there, you'd be asking Ali, are they really that happy about that purchase?
Very likely.
Yeah.
How happy are they?
Well, we'll get to Hong Kong in a
right.
second, but first I've heard
The smaller news.
I've heard from sources that you've been researching on Taiwan and Pelosi's visit.
I have been doing that too.
What's your take?
Nancy.
You want my take?
Yes.
My take.
You're the biggest fan of Nancy Pelosi on earth.
No, yes, case closed. I'm turning into this goddamn China-loving dirty commie right here.
Finally.
I think that
Hence the
it was
red.
unnecessary. It was inflammatory. It was a bad move.
But what about the fact that Pelosi said that maybe they're making a hue and cry because I'm a woman? Because there's men that come to Taiwan
yes,
before,
well,
and no one seems to
That
care.
is a perspective that I didn't think of, and it's in the realm of possibility. However, I think that like bilateral war games might be a little bit more deep than that.
For you.
Than
For you.
than
You're just speaking
E-News.
your
experience.
Yes, my truth is maybe it's not the same as E-News.
But for the Chinese, it was a big deal.
right, yes.
No, well, I suppose your take is similar. That it was.
No. I think he's just a misogynist. That's my take.
Yes. And
I don't
fair.
really know anything about it. So Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan.
That's about it.
Yeah. So Taiwan.
They upped their
Did
bang game.
Did you read up about? We'll get to the Nancy, but did you read up about any of the history of Taiwan? Why Taiwan is separate?
Yeah, I
What's the
did
deal?
actually. Yeah.
Can you, for those of you, I know most of the our audience is pretty educated, but for those that might not, can you give them a brief history of
Of course.
why Taiwan is a separate thing?
Step aside, darling.
Well, I mean, basically, the Chinese have always thought of it as a part of China.
And it is!
But why?
Because it was once a part of China. And then post World War II, they got their independence, and now they build microchips at the end.
So there was
That's basically it.
post
You're right,
World War
there's
II. It's
nothing
pretty
else.
close. It's pretty close.
I think they have a Hello Kitty factory. They might.
So there was a civil war
Right.
in China.
Yeah.
There was the
Oh,
communists.
yeah, that's right. It was a civil-
And then there were the nationalists.
Yes. And the nationalists
And
went to, that was
The
Taiwan.
nationalists were the traditional rulers of China.
Yeah, that.
And then they had a fight with the commies.
Yeah.
And eventually the commies won. And then they fled
Yes,
to
to Taiwan.
Taiwan, which was a Chinese part. And then they basically formed their own independent government there. Because the U.S. at the time, just like today, didn't like China, they essentially just safeguarded Taiwan and said, okay, whatever has happened. You can't mess with Taiwan. And also, we're not going to recognize mainland China as the official China. We're going to recognize Taiwan as China.
Hey, is their opposition party pro-China?
I don't know the answer to that, but
There is a
I suppose
minority.
There's no one really pro-China, but I suppose there would be voices within
No,
Taiwan.
there is. There's a minority in Taiwan that's pro-China, but a
They're
very,
not
very
pro-China.
small.
I think they're probably talking about peaceful integration.
Yeah.
Whoa, so most people in Parliament are
Like Hong
angling
Kong.
for a war all the time, despite their sheer numerical inferiority.
What's that? What?
Well, because
What are they advocating? What do they want?
Who?
What do these people want?
Who?
Taiwan just wants to stay
Taiwan, what do they
Taiwan.
want?
and
Taiwan just wants to stay Taiwan.
Yeah, they want to stay Taiwan.
and basically be a separate independent country
Sovereign.
from China.
And so a minority opinion is, let's try and have peaceful relationships with this massive
integration.
country next door.
No, not peaceful relationships. I think even
Peaceful
like
integration, like
but,
becoming
but super
China.
minor. Like there was.
Well, I don't know how.
It's pretty small.
I don't know about
Like there was
minor.
there was some protest against Pelosi when she came, and it was like for like old mums.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing that
Very
every
peaceful.
country on earth has their New Zealand?
Dude, but like from Chinese perspective, and I don't care for getting hate, but China is not New Zealand. Oh, sorry, Taiwan is not New Zealand.
Kind of
Taiwan is like Tasmania.
Why?
Because New Zealand was always, or is a general accepted fact that Australia is a different country to New Zealand.
Well, I don't accept it, but yes.
Whereas,
a lot of people do.
Taiwan was never accepted by China, and they had a war, so they weren't friends. And then the warring party that lost occupied an island. Usually, in those circumstances, at some point, if you don't have an American backing, you take over that island as well. But because they had American backing,
I'm not. So,
So why does the US care so much? Just because they can put military bases on it?
no,
No,
there
the
is.
US
It is the microchips as
there's
well.
a very-
they make a specific.
but there's
what are they
another
called?
issue.
They
The
make
semiconductors.
Why doesn't the US
Semiconductors.
just invade it?
No, but here's the thing,
Semiconductors.
Jordan. Here's another important aspect which a lot of people don't realize. There's the semiconductor industry, but Taiwan is in a very geostrategic location.
Hang on, listen to this. The DPP
Put
has
it-
been
talk in the
shutting
mic, talk-
down
talk in the
opposition media and outlawing certain sections of the opposition government.
Look, I don't know the facts on the ground. To me, that seems right, but I don't want to say it without knowing.
Wait, China's been doing that.
No, it seems like Taiwan's
No,
doing it.
Taiwan is suppressing
Oh,
opposition
right,
that is
right,
pro-China.
right.
Maybe, but I don't want to get into that. But like, if you look at China, right? So China has been surrounded by U.S. Naval bases on the South China Sea, which is their most important coast, and Taiwan is essentially located in a position where, so the whole if you look at the map, it'll make more sense. But the way it is that America's essentially surrounded China from all angles. Taiwan is somewhat in the center location, which is also one of the places where China could get attacked. From Chinese perspective, getting control of Taiwan will make them one step closer to the open ocean that will escape the encirclement of the U.S., and then they can sort of attack them from behind, is their game plan. So for them, Taiwan's geostrategic location is really important. And honestly, if I was a Chinese lawmaker, I completely understand why that is. Taiwan is also what Mislav is talking about, is one of the biggest producers for semiconductors, and they kind of have a monopoly over it at this point.
And there's a global shortage right now.
Yeah, there's a global shortage.
What's a semiconductor?
It's in everything.
It's a small chip that goes in most electronics,
like
cars, phones. The reason why,
God, and it looks like a microchip, the country as well. It's fitting. It's a very fitting place to be putting all of your eggs in one basket. But why isn't any other country just doing it? It's
true.
Like how Samsung just rips off everything Apple does. Surely someone can figure it out.
It's because they've got a head start. So the whole.
No, it's the only place that can do it. Case closed.
No, it's not.
We just don't look at it and be like, oh,
No,
yeah, okay.
no,
we
no,
got
but here's the-
fair enough. All right, so people are just doing it out of respect because it says
be-
made in Taiwan. And just go, oh, okay, they've claimed it.
No, Jordan, it's not just that the semiconductor is something that you can replicate. So every country can replicate the semiconductors that Taiwan is making. Not every country, but most technologically advanced countries could do it. But Taiwan is like really good at it. So what they're doing is the entire struggle for the world is how to store more space in a smaller chip. So every year, Taiwan is increasing the amount of data that you can store into the same space. So they can make chips smaller and smaller. So by the time, let's say Australia gets into the game, they've got a head start. So why would a company like, let's say Apple, buy chips from Australia knowing that the Taiwanese chips will make their product better?
Yeah, okay.
So they're just really, really good at it.
Right.
But speaking of Pelosi, I was the Stig actually sent me some of these articles today.
Ghosty.
Where I found out that Pelosi has a really dodgy history with semiconductors, and they're saying that might be part of the reason why she wants to go to Taiwan.
Doesn't her husband have some massive stake in the stock?
Yeah, so they bought a massive stake in a U.S. semiconductor manufacturing company just when Nancy Pelosi, coincidentally was drafting a legislation called the CHIPS legislation, which was going to give billions of dollars to companies like the ones that her husband had invested millions of dollars into.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair to them, when this story got leaked and everyone was started talking about it, her husband immediately sold off their shares. But she still, according to, I don't know, some guy on social media, has like,
Isaac Butterfield.
because I don't know this part, but she apparently has large stakeholdings in Taiwanese semiconductor companies as well. So what they're saying is that she has a reason for Taiwan not to be taken over by China.
Yeah, but I think that it wouldn't really matter if Nancy Pelosi didn't want Taiwan taken over by China or not. I don't think she's that
I don't know.
powerful.
She unilaterally decided to go against the State Department, the White House, the president.
What,
to
he's-
do
So
this
she's
trip.
that powerful.
What, she went over the White House?
Yeah, Biden's been pleading to her like, don't go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Biden was saying that, look, because Biden is,
Holy shit.
surprise, surprise, a conservative. Biden wants to not only maintain the status quo, but he wants the Chinese sort of standoff to be gradual. He doesn't want to create like a massive event that accelerates the Chinese ambitions. Nancy Pelosi, on the other hand, just did not care. She went there.
Can Biden get a break? It's so sad. Just seeing this truly powerless president, despite the fact that he has a majority in both houses,
It's
crazy.
and is the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's the Democrats that are always shooting him in the foot.
Yeah. Now,
Everyone hates him because of his own party. You've got to feel sorry for him.
Yeah, fair.
Especially because he's got such a kind face.
the other
And
problem.
Nancy Pelosi, as Mislav so rightly pointed out, is a woman.
Now, the other issue is that even though this Nancy Pelosi trip might be symbolic, which wouldn't necessarily create problems. However, Xi Jinping is seeking a third term in office. He's probably going to get it, but he is consolidating power.
Well, what do you mean seeking?
I mean, he wants to stay in power again, so he's going to go for like some
He
other
has to.
kind
But
of
I thought that it was
Politburo election.
he's just
It
going
is
to
for
be
life.
there for.
That's
yeah.
the understanding, but he still needs to get votes from the party
Well,
to
who's
stay.
his opposition?
Not that many, but he's
Dong
still
dong
he's still in what their version of election campaign mode is. And the problem that was created with the Pelosi visit
Yeah.
is that Chinese social media, the public did not want Pelosi to come. So it became a huge issue.
Yeah, it
Like,
helped him. It's helped him.
Videos about how Nancy Pelosi is evil had 500 million views in China.
Wow.
Like, you can imagine.
I'm in the wrong game.
It's like the worst thing. Like it only helped China.
So
It
Xi
helped
Jinping
China.
not only had to deal with that diplomatic crisis where, like, you know, Pelosi was coming, but he also had to deal with 1 billion people simultaneously saying how you need to do something about this. Which is why, and
a
he,
lot of people.
and he's in a, which is why I think Biden was telling her not to go, because he was aware of the fact that Xi would be unpredictable in this situation because we don't know how much opposition he's facing in the closed corridors. This could be, he could miscalculate and really go all out on Taiwan.
So no one on planet Earth wanted Nancy Pelosi to go.
That's not true. Now, the reason why she went
Her husband
is,
wanted her to go.
the reason why she went, keeping aside all of those business aspects, which I don't know a lot of the details about, but what is obvious is that there's a huge lobby within the US, in Australia, even in the Democrats,
Smith's chips.
that are like, that are saying, so
That little monk, that little alien.
yes.
their point of view
He
is,
would be. That man scares the crap out of me.
their point of view is that the Chinese
So scary.
the Chinese takeover of Taiwan is imminent.
I'm gonna find that.
And the fact that Nancy Pelosi is accelerating this takeover is a good thing. Because they're like, if it's going to happen, we may as well deal with it now when China isn't as big as what they might be in the future. So they were like, man, Nancy, you go for it, girl.
But how is that going to deal with it?
No, it's not, because like you can see
Yes,
the,
can you just put up the ad? Can we just react to the ad of the Smith's chip alien?
I
It's
would
terrifying.
I would love that.
I don't know how.
I'm just-
This is a big question about the 90s. There's so many mascots where you just thought, who approved that?
Dude, I'm just introducing you to 90s Australian
yeah, but
advertising.
we should put it up for the audience too if you
Sure.
want to
Go,
do
put it
that.
up on here. Just go back.
But they can't see it, miss, from here.
Oh, where do you do
You
it
know
from?
what? You
How do
know
you do
how
it?
we were just
We'll do it in a
discussing
second.
how we're going to do a list of the best Australians and a list of the worst Australians for the channel. I can't figure out what that mascot is on. Best or
Me
worst?
neither. Me neither.
I mean, he used to sneak into children's houses and steal their chips.
Pass me the keyboard so I can put it up for them.
How is this? How is this selling more chips?
The 90s was
It's
awesome.
like the whole message of the ad is if you buy these chips, they'll get stolen. Like there'll be a break and enter into your house.
It was the
The
90s, dude.
scariest creature in the universe.
It was a scary decade.
Look
Like,
at that picture there.
Dude, there's gonna be a lobby that's gonna hate that we just detract from.
we'll go back. We're tying it back
Yeah,
in.
we're gonna have to, but sorry, like
We'll tie it back in.
there's more important matters than a nuclear
No,
war.
do the ad. Play the ad.
Oh, you want to play the ad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just Google it.
You know what? I think that they were thinking, all right, let's make something like Alf, but let's give it a child's face.
100%. They were like, Alf's big. Just chuck Alf in
What's
there.
the ad called?
I don't know.
Just Smith's Chips Alien. What was his name again?
Who knows?
All I can remember is that
It was the best. There was a few. Go to the second one.
second one, yeah.
Oh, shit. You're not going to be able to hear it.
Put up the USB.
This one?
No.
Oh, this one.
Wait. Just keep talking about China or whatever that.
No, we're gonna get back to China. You can't like.
Where's he going?
Feel in. I think he's getting headphones.
There's some
Jordan,
here.
we've got headphones.
There's some here. There's some here.
No. Our lead needs to listen to it.
I've
because
got headphones as well.
You need to be educated, so you better do
I
it.
hooked it up already.
Yeah, but no, we'll tie this back in.
Yeah, you're not getting away with not looking at this, Harley. I can't hear anything.
Arrived from the potato planet.
Can you?
Why can't you hear it?
It doesn't matter. The
doesn't matter.
visual is
Just
what's
leave it.
important.
He's learned a very important lesson.
What? Everything about this is unappealing.
As fresh, as crisp, as delicious as...
Oh, look, and it's my ex-comedic partner. He seemed to have a role in this.
Oh, he's off.
It's kind of cute.
Oh my.
How is that cute?
Dude, this ad would have cost like $3 million.
Smith's Crisps, the original and best.
What the hell? What is that alien supposed to say?
That's called Australian Prime advertising.
Right there. See, they've got their microchips and we have the Smith's chip alien, and they're both contributing as much. But here's the big question, Ali. Imagine if instead of that woman that gave you a handy in the cinema, it was that.
It was that.
I'm into ferries.
Finally, yeah,
ferry,
all right.
it's a
Now
ferry,
he likes the
yeah.
idea. See, this is what I'm saying. It's a good move.
I will say this though, I don't want to sound like a full blown commie here. I think Taiwan is entitled to their sovereignty, but I think
Well, hold up. I want to challenge that. Why are they? Okay, is
they're an independent fucking.
Okay, I would agree with it
Yeah.
if you would also say that Queensland is entitled to their sovereignty.
It's not the same.
Why is it not the same?
How many hundreds of years has it been since they fled?
Not even 100 years. It's been 70 years.
How many?
70 years.
70.
70.
Still a while. Countries.
I'm not saying- I'm not
Croatia.
saying that they
Croatia
should
did the
take
same thing.
over, but-
Croatia became Yugoslavia split.
Yeah, but
All
then there was an agreement between both parties that now we're separate.
But that's my point. It's between them. It's got
No,
nothing
of
to do with
course,
America.
Of course, it's between them.
It's got nothing to do with America.
I'm not even necessarily disagreeing with you that I'm not saying that they should be unified, but I'm just sort of all of these people that are like,
But this is the question. It's ambiguous. How, if, there shouldn't be there should be minimal international pressures, definitely. And if it is a case of a sort of conflict or discussion between Taiwan and China, how is that met with, there has to be like, quote unquote, a loser, right?
it depends on how you look at it. I mean,
Why does...
you know what would be a loser situation if Taiwan ended up like Ukraine. Taiwan would be the loser then.
That's what I mean. But could Taiwan become like Hong Kong?
I think they can. I think they need to, and look at Hong Kong now. Like,
Well, it's a good tie-in because, we don't have to go into that yet, but it's kind of a similar situation.
it's definitely a similar situation to Hong Kong than it is for, I don't know, like a lot of other countries talking about, like Jordan was saying, Australia and New Zealand. It's not comparable to that,
no.
but it is comparable to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And if you look at Hong Kong, look, so there's a lot of people in Hong Kong that aren't satisfied with the way things are moving, where now at this point, their representation is essentially a Chinese-backed candidate at all times.
Right.
Which is unfair, like in some ways. But on the other hand, like, what's the alternative? If the
Yeah.
alternative is you fight, then you've got to be prepared for a fight with a 1 billion giant military economy that is like right next to you.
Yeah.
And ask Ukrainians. This is what I genuinely think. I think Taiwan is too smart for that. And I think, unfortunately, Ukraine wasn't, because again, I might be completely wrong, and there's the cultural element coming in here. I think it is a lot harder to convince Ukraine to just give in and become part of Russia than it would be to convince Taiwan.
Right.
Because Europeans have, I think, a much stronger sense of equality than I think Asians do.
Right. Yeah.
I might be wrong about it. I can sort of like go into like a whole argument of why I think that is, based on their history.
No, I understand. I can. Yeah.
But I also think that is the way to avoid bloodshed. Like why are we like all, bent on destroying?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want
the status quo.
Exactly. I don't think.
And from the U.S.'s perspective, from the U.S.'s position, they agreed to a one China policy. Like when Nixon went to China in 1979, this issue was dealt with then.
Right.
The agreement was that you're not going to be part of the Cold War against us and ally with Russia. And in return for that, we're going to recognize you as the one China and not Taiwan. And also we're going to recognize that Taiwan is part of China.
Really?
Yes. That shall not be overtaken violently, which is something I can get behind.
Right.
So if China was like hell-bent on taking over Taiwan in a violent war manner, I am all for putting pressure on them not to do this. But if you are going to go there or send, your house chair to Taiwan and start talking about the Tiananmen Square massacre, I'm going to say, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's antagonizing.
Stop playing with fire.
Yeah, totally.
Because even if Xi is rational, his entire country
Yeah.
is hell-bent on him doing something about it.
Yeah.
And they did that by like simulating this drill and firing like
Yeah.
these sort of empty missiles into like the ocean
yeah.
to symbolize that, we can do shit if we want to.
Yeah.
And then you've got Taiwan now doing their defensive drills to say, well, if you're going to do that, then we can try
not
and do
good.
this.
It's not good.
Why?
not
Because
good.
Nancy Pelosi wanted to get a fucking kick out of her.
No, it's not good.
And she's got no stakes except for stocks.
She's got stonks.
She's got stocks.
Stonks.
Stonks. But other than that, like,
No, totally. I agree with you. I think I'm totally on board. But as a good segue into Hong Kong then, what's the deal?
Hong Kong,
Like practically pre, let's say, joining China to post joining China, what's the on the ground practicalities in terms of how the city functions?
their politicians are now people that are the leaders of Hong Kong now have to swear allegiance to the Chinese Communist Party.
So is
if
it-
and
you
they're
don't do
pre-approved by
that,
the Chinese
they're
government,
pre-approved
right?
by
So
and if you don't do that, then you can't be a leader in Hong Kong.
Sure, but is it purely performative then? Or is it not? Like, does business function the same way? Is there higher
It's an unpopular
taxes?
opinion, but I think it is. There's
There higher taxes on your businesses or something?
not significant. Their idea is like, we do shit differently in Hong Kong. We're not part of China, and you're taking that away from us.
But are they?
It's debatable.
I honestly think it's probably a day-to-day thing like us with the US. It's like, if you're a leader there, you do figure out when, like, garbage day is and how the schools are run.
Yeah.
But if China really wants something pushed through, they're just going to say, do it, and then they'll do it.
There
But
were-
I think that's kind of just how the world works.
I mean, there were a few instances I saw something, it was either in Hong Kong or somewhere in mainland China, maybe it was Hong Kong, where it was either companies were about to defunct, like foreclose and lose a bunch of money on their stocks, and China, or it was either they were losing or they were getting too big. And they were pushing, and China intervened and said, we're shutting down the company.
This is what a lot of people don't give importance to. In 1997, when Hong Kong's official lease with the UK ran out,
Oh, that was 97.
in 97, Hong Kong was about produced 30% of the GDP that China did. So you can imagine how huge it was.
Holy
So in
shit.
97, when Hong Kong was like, we do shit differently over here, China was like, okay,
Yeah.
as long as you pay us taxes, we want to,
Yeah.
that 30%
That's a
looks
lot.
really good.
Yeah.
Cut to 2019 during the protests, Hong Kong's economy, well, you can look at it two ways. On one way, China's economy accelerated like nothing else, and Hong Kong's economy sort of went down. And so then from being 30% of Chinese economy, they were to 2 to 3% of the Chinese economy.
Shit.
And the Chinese at that point were like, we're not listening to you. Because, like, first of all,
2 to
we don't
3.
need to. Secondly, it seems like you don't know what you're talking about because your economy keeps shrinking.
Right.
And on the other hand, our system is producing huge benefits. So then China basically had no incentive to keep the two system going.
Yeah.
And they were like, not only is this a political decision, this is also an economic decision. You need to like conform with the Chinese economy and start building it again because Hong Kong is not the same as it was in like the 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s.
Did when that happened around the protests and the takeover or whatever, Were they extraditing expats? Were they from Hong Kong? There's a lot of expats in Hong Kong.
Yeah, like the European expats.
Yeah,
you mean?
were they extradited?
Well, I don't know if they were extradited, but they would have been a lot of those businesses that were owned by
English people. A lot of English people.
The Chinese would have wanted stake in it because they have their own laws. So in China, you need a certain percentage of ownership to stay within China and state. And again, this is not a new thing. A lot of countries do it.
Yeah.
Only few countries just let whoever owned.
Don't all
whatever.
the expats stay there?
The expats still do stay there, but I'm sure there must be
There's
some
like
that
a
had
British
to give up their
quarters,
businesses. But
There was.
I think there is now.
I'm
I
sure
think
there
so.
still is a British quarter, but they're not the ruling class of Hong Kong anymore.
Yeah, no, they're kind of just like...
They're not calling shots. They're just participating.
I
Just
think
like
it was-
they're expats in Shanghai and Beijing too. It's not that those cities don't have expats.
So you would say it's
No,
not.
but they've kind of got like a little Italy or something.
Yeah, but that's like
every
symbolic.
country has that.
That's like symbolic.
Yeah, I'm
Who's
sure
got
they're
a
not controlling
Chinatown?
the shots. I'm sure they're probably just like the Dutch in South Africa. They probably still hold a lot of power, but just they're
I don't
not
think
calling the shots.
I
I think it was like that. Now it's not.
I think honestly for Taiwan, and I said this about Ukraine as well, and I got a lot of hate for it, and I'm gonna say it again. I think Taiwan needs to like diplomatically resolve this by talking about a gradual integration with China, but keeping some of their core interests.
Like Hong
You
Kong.
can't if you keep
Like Hong
saying
Kong, you
like
mean.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Taiwan is better than Hong Kong in the sense that Taiwan's economy is way better than Hong Kong. Taiwan, like the semiconductor stuff, they're world leaders. They've got a monopoly over that shit.
That's why they don't. That's why I can see from an economic point of view they wouldn't. They're not interested in joining China because they're like not only we're fine around and we're thriving on our own. You know what I mean?
Which is true, but like at the end of the day, you can't forget.
Are
history.
they thriving on their own though? Like,
No,
what's
they
the
are.
wealth
Their
disparity?
economy
I mean,
is-
I know their economy is, but how's the average Joe Schmo in
Better
Taiwan
than
doing?
mainland China.
Better than Hong Kong?
Yeah, better than Hong Kong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
the average citizen has
It's a
access
modern
to
metropolis.
look,
But so is Hong Kong.
Yeah. It is.
the reason
but-
why Taiwan doesn't want to do it is if you look at like East Coast Chinese cities like Shanghai and Beijing, Guangzhou, they are like if it was up to them and keep aside the Communist Party, they want to be independent too. You know why? Because they make as much money as Korea, or like they make a lot of money, but a lot of their money is recycled by the Communist Party to the POV
Lose its
Chinese
provinces.
Eastern Front.
Yeah.
And so they just keep recycling money. So if you were Taiwan, you'd look at that and go like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to
Yeah,
fucking
okay.
give money
Yeah.
for like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
taxes to like Xinjiang
No,
provinces.
but Hong Kong doesn't pay any taxes to mainland China.
Well, I
What?
think they do.
It does now.
No, apparently part of the agreement. I was just reading it then.
Really?
It's according to some guy.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. So
Yeah, but I
all
think-
the money stays there.
I think that's also temporary. That's part of the gradual. At some point, I can assure you, Hong Kong will start paying taxes to China.
What, in like 1,000 years?
Oh, in like maybe 2 decades, 3 decades.
But it's been 2 decades or 3 decades already.
Yeah, because it's gradual. But I don't see. Look, these are all the negative aspects of China, but here's the positive aspect of it. There are
Dumplings.
a billion people with a huge consumer market. We made, like Australia, we made a lot of our money by supplying to that market as well. Now, currently, until like very recently, the globalization meant that you didn't need direct access. You could supply to the world. But I have a feeling that, with these trade barriers coming up, and Taiwan would want to have a good access to China as well. So I think there's positives too. It's how you spin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Pelosi thing, it's bad on
Yeah,
all
well,
fronts.
yeah, that
it's
was-
it's like literally just being like poking the bear and being like, war. Yeah, they've started doing drills and bombing like a few Ks away from like Taiwan's coasts and shit, flying into their airspace. Why? Not good.
Yeah, no, like, look, just listen to what your president is saying. and you know what's the I'm thankful for the fact that Labor is in power over here, because Labor dealt with that situation as well as they could. Because you know what the alternative is? Currently, who's the shadow defense minister? Can't remember his name.
Send a nuke to... He's like, Taiwan. They're like, well, that's a left wall.
Yeah,
that's a left...
He came out in Parliament and he said that Australia is not the lucky country anymore. We need to be creating sovereign missiles, which all is fine. But he also said that, and I'm going to go to Taiwan too. They've been asking and I haven't gone. So not only does he realize that what Nancy Pelosi did was wrong, but his idea was that, not only was she right, but I want to go there too. And Penny Wong...
She does have her friends. Powerful friends.
Because they're idiots.
What's his name?
They're idiots. Penny Wong dealt with it in the most appropriate fashion as possible.
You know
Obviously,
why?
our interest
Wong.
isn't for China to take over Taiwan militarily. But what she's also said was, we believe the policy is consistent. We believe in a one China policy, which means if you believe in one China policy, you don't believe that Taiwan is a sovereign independent country. You can't have both. Either you believe in one China policy or you don't. And if you do believe in one China policy, then you've got to accept that at some point...
Can you have one China
But
light?
Ale, don't you think that Paul Keating's kind of right about it when he says that there's so much in the press in Australia of, what's the foreign minister going to say about China? And he's like, dude, I've been to China. I've talked to Xi Jinping. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They just want us to not be rude. But like, even if they're not rude, so what?
Yeah, well,
Can't there be one China light?
One China light? What does that mean?
Like one
It's
China
not like bloody
light.
sour cream.
Well, it can be.
Can it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Why
look at
not?
this man? Look, he bloody spends all night watching YouTube videos about Taiwan, and all of a sudden he's a global expert. It's incredible. I mean, I still would have preferred if he had some sleep that night because he needed to drive us to Newcastle, and it was scary at points.
It was a lot of micro sleeps on both of our ends.
He traded micro slips for microchips.
To the point of like what China thinks of Australia,
Yeah.
I think the Chinese Lee Sales put it the best. You know who I'm talking about?
Chinese Lee Sales.
Yeah, she's like from China Daily. No, not China Daily. Like one of the biggest international hosts that China has.
I think I know who you're talking about.
And she was talking to the ABC guy who's
A dickhead.
no, not a dickhead. But anyway, I can't remember his name. He's Aboriginal. But anyways,
Stan Grant.
Yeah,
Stan Grant is a dickhead.
Yeah, but like so
he's
Stan
all right.
Grant.
No, he's not.
So this is what the Chinese.
He's on the board of ASPE. He's a complete
Really?
walk. Yeah.
This is what the Chinese Lee Sales was telling him about when he brought up like Australia and what China thinks. So she was saying, what we want from Australia is to be a tourist destination where we go there and we will wave your flag and our flag at the harbor bridge and we'll buy your wine and we'll buy your coal and we'll want to be friends. But if you keep talking shit about Taiwan, we would have to start talking shit about you too. So she was saying that we looked at Australia as like a holiday, cool Western destination that was close to us. And we don't want to take over. This is what she was saying. We don't want to take over your country. We want to just come there as like a holiday excursion every now and then.
Like Mexico. We're there, Mexico.
Yeah, but if you start what she called an open wound, if you start,
That's so Asian.
but it is an open because you.
No, they have a great way of phrasing everything.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an open
just
wound.
Like, the two dragons. It's like you're talking about unilateral policies, right? Yeah.
The double-headed dragon must not be looked down. You must look at the triple-headed dragon.
And this is a policy. How else could you phrase
It's
it?
called the dragon policy.
Yeah, I know.
But what?
And I agree with it. Look, dude, it's such a reasonable thing, isn't it? It's just like, how about you just shut your mouth and
But
just
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, it does come down to what Taiwan's government wants too. Like, it's not. We're all speaking for Taiwan. Ultimately, as what do they want? What is their goal? What's the government want?
Well,
What do they want?
ultimately, it's obviously up to them what they want.
No, but like, what?
and if they want to fight, then they've got the.
But do they want? Do they want to? I don't know.
We'll find out. I don't think they do. I really don't think they do. I've in fact seen some Taiwanese testimonies on what they think about this whole Pelosi visit, and they were all saying like, we don't want to fight anyone, and if that means Pelosi doesn't come here, that we're fine with that. We just don't want to, because they look at shit in Ukraine and they're like, we want to maintain peace. We don't want to like give in to China, and we don't want to poke the bear either. So they're all about keeping the status quo, which is
That's good.
however shit is right now. Let's keep it that way. And I think that's a good way of looking at it as well. Ultimately, you're right. It is up to them. Maybe they'll have to make a decision at some point. And if they choose to make a decision to fight, they have the right to do it. But I would say that would be an unwise decision. But they've got the right.
What are people saying?
They're just saying they can't wait to read the comments of the YouTube comments.
Yeah, I can't wait. The last one we got hammered on. I saw it.
When don't we?
I know. Fuck, it's so brutal.
All right, well, look, we'll move.
Why do they watch?
I think people just go on YouTube to hate.
Oi, guys in the Twitch, help me out here. I'm trying to make a list of the best Australians. Who is it? Obviously, number one is going to be aggro.
Stop content farming our viewers.
Yeah, and on the pod,
How do you know that phrase?
I don't know. I don't know. It must be in my vitamins or something. I'm not sure.
This is not. I don't like this universe where Mislav knows how to use YouTube.
This is
Go back to CDs.
Oh, that's
I'm
not
sick
going
of
away.
this serious
That's what
lack
happened.
of CDs
I've
that are propping
dude,
up the bookshelves
that's
in
what's
your shitty room.
That's what's happened. I've started buying vinyl, and ironically, even though they're the old technology, they're becoming the new. So I'm getting into that, and I'm just
full circle.
yeah.
Well, we're not going to be content farming. We could have done it on the pre-show. We'll maybe do it later. But Miss and Jordan, this is your segment. It turns out that Triple J is hemorrhaging youth listeners.
Yes. Well, when weren't they? I'm sick of them always saying they're the youth network when most people that listen to them are 35.
Well, they didn't want that.
Waiting for Spider-Bat to be played when it never is.
The problem
You
is
got my
that
script. Fuck.
they don't want that. But unfortunately,
Who doesn't want what?
Triple J doesn't want
course.
millennials and Gen Xers to be watching them or
Yeah,
listening to them.
sucked in. That's the best part. It's like no one's listening to them, and the people that they are, they're going to lose their license anyway. It's the double whammy. It's perfect.
But why are they losing? Because some people say that, it's the radio. Radio's just losing, which is not true because I looked at some of the stats, and it turns out all the other radio stations, whilst Triple J was losing Gen Z listeners, they were gaining.
You know what I think it is? When they need an expert opinion on something, I think it was Olivia Newton-John dying. Guess who they got? Who do you think?
She died?
Well,
The
I
lady
don't know.
from
This is
Greece.
the word on the
She
street.
died?
Look,
Shit.
I think that they might just bury her alive, and they're going to have to put a bell there, and it'll start ringing.
my
I don't think.
God.
I can't imagine that woman dead. Like,
She
every
looks
time I think
21.
about it, I
She
just
looks
think about
21.
Greece. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think, exactly,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
come on, she doesn't have a driver's license yet. But apparently she is.
Shit.
It's a
News to me.
sick, strange world that we live in. But who would you guess that they got that was the expert commentary on Olivia Newton-John on a youth network?
Molly Meldrum.
Molly Meldrum would be a huge improvement. And I don't even know if he could talk. I think he's had a stroke on both sides.
Your girlfriend's
Yeah, but he puts
gay acting teacher.
My girlfriend's gay acting teacher. Look, I don't know if he knows who Olivia Newton-John is, so it might not be the best pick.
Dude,
but
Molly could just take off his cowboy hat and a little alien that controls him could answer.
Yeah, I know. Well, those teeny ones in MIB.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
In excess were better than I said they were. They deserved more acclaim. Time to sleep.
It would explain the hat. I mean, he never took it off. Do you know who Molly Meldrum is?
No.
You don't know.
Look, just imagine this. It was a man that I think had a stroke when he was even younger than I imagine Olivia Newton-John is, so like 12 or something, right? And he used to always sit there and have Mislav's dream job on Hey Hey It's Saturday, where he'd sit there and be like, yeah, so anyway, Queens of the Stone Age new album, they're a promising upcoming band, and then that little dicky knee puppet would come up and just be like, yeah, unlike you, mate, you're getting old, aren't you? And he'd be like, shut up, plugger. Anyway, yeah, just maybe buy it. All right, cheer you out. And you're a millionaire, are you? And what, you just sit there and try and review something while you get paid out every day.
I love that dicky knee puppet. Oh,
Greatest show
Boy,
of
she's
all
the
time.
reason why Triple J keeps losing its listeners?
Molly
no.
Meldrum?
Yeah.
What are you talking? What?
No,
what?
no, no.
No,
We've got.
No, Molly Meldrum is a man, first off. And I know that's very confusing because for years, it was just purely because his name was Molly, I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's a girl. I refuse to accept this. I didn't know that was a man's name. Does anyone know anyone called Molly apart from Molly Meldrum?
I don't.
I do, but they're all old women that are just
Right.
like that kind of thing of like, I used to be on Hey Hey It's Saturday too.
In the audience.
But, yeah, no.
No.
Dig this. This is who they chose. Julie Bishop.
Oh.
I mean, talk about
Oh,
offensive
wow.
and irrelevant at the same time. I would much prefer to just forget that she exists.
Yeah.
I don't know why
is
anyone
she-
listening to Triple J would even know who they are. People in Triple J, the only people they know who exist are Tash Sultana and Pond, and that's it. So like, I don't know. There was a lot of members of Pond, and maybe she was the drummer. I'm not sure. But
Holy shit.
I've actually got another question about that.
Holy
Julie
shit.
Bishop
That is an
is-
image. Just on acid. What I lacked for in my foreign policy, I'll make for foreign shrooms.
very happy to be here at the big day out. Splendor of the grass. Whatever. Let's just keep rocking.
Sorry. This guy's killing it.
Fucking hell. Well, she is from Perth, so maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, well-
Holy
I've got a
shit.
question about Julie Bishop too. While we're at it, why is she getting such a? She's getting such favorable treatment in the media ever since she retired. I was watching The Project and she was on it, and they were treating her like she's one of the gals and she's a great person. And they got this refugee guy on the show from like a Zoom link or whatever.
Sure.
And like whilst they were talking and they were like being really nice to her, the refugee was like, "Are we going to address the fact that this woman is responsible for my unlawful incarceration for a decade?"
Really?
Yeah, and everyone was like, "What?"
That's pretty cool you said that.
Yeah, what did Julie say?
I don't know. She was just like, "That was like, oh, that's actually
Very rude.
Sucked
Very rude. I'm a woman. That is...
You just don't like women in power. That's exactly what
Yeah,
she said,
yeah.
for sure. No, she just gave her a death stare and was just like... and then the refugee got freaked out and thought, oh, God, I'm going back.
No, I reckon they're losing because the internet...
They suck?
They suck, one. But two, they've never done me any favours. But two, kids, the internet exists. Kids aren't listening to Triple J. Like, it's
No,
not...
but that's what Ali was saying. They're listening to Kyle and Jackie O.
Yeah,
and good choice,
that's
kids.
'cause I don't think Gen Z are listening to Kyle
No,
and Jack.
Yeah.
actually, I was watching
No.
the article that I was reading. They were interviewing some Gen Z kids, and they were like, "Why don't you like Triple J?" And their reason was, we kind of listen to Triple J only for big ticket events like the Hottest 100 or something.
Yeah, it's good for that stuff.
Generally speaking, their music taste is shit.
Thank you.
Some-
But and you're gonna
Yes.
hate this. They were like they're too focused on like obscure surfy bands and like ridiculous pop that they don't.
Ridiculous.
Look,
Paul.
the obscure surfy bands, we'll let them have a pass. But no, this is not biased, this is objective. Let them have a pass. But all that shitty pop, that's the reason. It's the shitty pop. It sucks. I agree.
And then
It's mainly the
And
pop.
also, what's with this shit? Just like every time you turn it on being like Rihanna, I think she
Yeah.
gets enough fucking play.
That's a big problem too.
How is
Huge-
this like a promising upstart Australian band from Adelaide?
a huge part of their content, their music is huge American artists.
It's
They're not-
Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
That's their
So
biggest-
I think that is this. They've always been this weird thing where they're straddling this line. They're like, we're local, but we're not. And it's like, not to mention the I mean, that guy on TikTok and yourself has done great caricatures of their hosts, and it's just
Some
a
guy on
mixture of
TikTok did it?
yeah. I think I showed it to you. He's really good as well, but I forget his name. But a mixture of fear and douchebaggery. What is that? That is not a good formula for a good presenter.
But there is something to
Just
say about
pick
what you
one at least.
Yeah.
But you are right, because some of the Gen Z people that they interviewed, they asked them,
TikTok?
"All right, where do you get your new music from?" And they're like, "From Discord servers and stuff."
Yeah, and
So,
Reddit
like,
and TikTok.
Yeah,
and
Reddit,
shit.
and so they're really just on the internet.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't explain why Gen Z is actually increasing in numbers
Where?
for the other mainstream,
Which?
like Kyle and Jackie O.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
At the same time, while
I'm
they're
surprised.
losing, and this is the point: Gen Y, like millennials and Gen X, are still pretty like they still listen to Triple J.
Because
Yeah.
they have this thing
It's
in their
nostalgia.
head.
It's
It's the same
nostalgia.
thing as just auntie. They've been brainwashed by the ABC to think that the ABC is great because the ABC says that it's great, and that's why they're holding on to it. But Gen Z, they just never saw television. They never got that
Yeah.
idea coming through their head of like, oh yeah, we're going to do a comedy skit, and the comedy skit is the host of the 7:30 report is good at their job. They didn't.
Yeah, they never
watch
saw
that.
they never saw Wolf Mother live on JTV like we did, and then went, oh, maybe one day it'll be me.
Yeah. And I had that as well of like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe one day I could be a presenter there. I mean, all the ones that are on it suck, so the bar can't be that high.
Yeah, a part of me still is holding on to that, being like, well, fuck him, but I'll still send him like stuff.
But they're trying to
it's fucked.
they're
It's fucked.
Dude, you're not 18.
I know it's fucked.
What the hell?
I know.
And you're not Rihanna.
I know.
Triple J's
Tears me up inside.
Triple J is trying to lose the millennials and Gen Xers, and part of the way they did
Well, that's
this,
a great business model, isn't it? Just annoying the only people that like you.
they tweeted, which got a lot of
What did it say?
flack on the
What
internet
did it
by
say?
our generation. They tweeted, "Did it hurt? When you aged out of the youth radio station."
Oh my
And
god.
it was
What was the goal? Like,
What
what the
cunts.
hell is that? This
That's
kind of
so-
thing of like, okay, boomer. It's like,
Also-
dude, your drive host is 40.
yeah.
Don't sit
Also-
there with your cap backwards and your sunglasses
Also,
on.
your musical director's like 50. Richard
Yeah,
Kingsmill
yeah,
is
yeah,
still
yeah.
there, just being like, I don't know who's cool now, but he's sitting there just being like, yeah. I can't even think of like someone.
Like in Linda Mariana or whatever her name is.
She
I know
left,
she
she
left, but
left.
she left like 2 years ago, and I'm pretty sure she's older than my mum. She's been there a long time.
Well, your mum's hot then, if that's the case.
What? What the fuck did you say about my
I
mum?
said she's hot.
You said my mum's a hot Japanese
Because
woman. Well, that's used to me, and I'm very happy
because
about
you
that.
said she's older than your mum. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
tying
yeah.
it back.
No, I'm aware
Just
of
throw-
this.
It's your callback. Come on, radio. We're talking. We're doing.
We're
We're
trying to
trying to
make
make
podcasts
radio
here.
here.
Dude, you know what is amazing?
It's a
Listening to the
callback
Drive
to-
Home show. Holy fuck.
Of what? Of what?
Triple J.
I can't listen to. I don't listen. I honestly, I don't listen to it. I do not
me
listen
neither.
to
I
it.
was listening to
It's
it.
amazing. Like their strategy seems to be maybe if we speak really fast, no one will have time to discern that we're shit. So they're adding another layer to it because the other ones, I guess, are just so stoned that they can't speak quickly.
I prefer the slow speaking. Now it's
Of course you do.
Yeah, I mean, like, but like, I can. If they're speaking faster, that's an improvement. I couldn't handle the block nose slow. So like, so it's a sick jam here coming up tonight. 8 through 9, and then we've got some tasty jams coming through from south, the sunny coast. Call in if you want it. That was the
If everything's
worst.
a jam or a track. Because I remember when we did training at FBI, they'd say, don't ever use the word song. And I was like, why? And they were like, just to mix it up. Okay, so you can't use the word song. What is this weird little fucking Pictionary game that you're playing? This like, just use song. Just, for fuck's sake, jam, track.
Tune.
They can't all be tasty, especially
Yeah.
seeing as it's auditory. It doesn't have a flavour. For fuck's sake. I hate their little lingo. It's like, it's so weird how it's like a... You know that old like meme of like stop making things trying to make fetch a thing it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That just completely describes Triple J 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I don't feel. There's always that part of me that's sort of like, yeah, but like I don't feel bad for him because it is we pay for it. If I'm right, am I right in that?
Yes.
We pay for it, so it's supposed to be like our station, like everybody's station. So.
Yeah.
And they're not really they're not playing what people want to hear, I don't think. A lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
legendary?
consistent
You know what
complaint.
was awesome? And this would have been so good. This dude I don't know if he wants to get mentioned or not, but he was trying to get running up in the Young Labour Conference to get this bill passed or whatever their version of it's
I remember
called.
you. Yeah, I remember
And
you
his
mentioned
bill
this.
was like, okay, you know how you have all these quotas for an ethnic mix and a female mix and stuff? Here's a good one. How about you make one a quota of people that attended public schools? have to be working for Triple J.
I mean, it's a fair quota. Isn't that fair?
And also this as well, making it so Triple J had to announce Cursor as a cultural icon and recognize him for his contribution to Australian music. Could you imagine anything that would make them more angry? That would be better than, that would be a more bitter pill for them to swallow than to say, we're canning the station.
For sure, yeah.
Death before dishonor. They would hate it. I'm so, the idea now that Triple J used to be all the cool kids on the block and they'd all just be sitting there being snarky about everybody else. I love this new post-utopia era where everybody just is ragging on the ABC all the time, and it's just this smaller and smaller group of insular inbred nerds being like, we're still cool, right? Is anybody listening? Okay, we're going to do a call-in. No, we can't do a call-in. No one's picking up. Okay, right, fuck. It's awesome. Isn't there something just so cosmically right about people who think they're really cool getting just like endlessly hammered by an entire nation, just being like, no, you really don't understand. Like the guy on the street that is just preaching Christianity during an abortion rally, I'm sure has better taste in music than you.
CCR, probably.
ACDC.
CCR, what's that?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
And Creed, probably.
Probably
They were a
Creed
Christian
too.
band.
Why not?
All right, let's start. I got a game, fellas.
The internet has democratized a lot.
Here
Yeah,
you go.
sick.
This game is called
Yep.
Your Honor.
Sick.
I plead my case.
Sick.
The way this game works is I'm going to write a word
Yeah.
on this piece of paper.
Okay, can we just acknowledge this call? It's so good. Mr. Big Willie 23, always swinging his dick around with these mad calls. He just said, SPS Greek radio better than Triple J.
Jesus Christ. Is SBS government run? Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's the worst of both worlds. It's the Telstra of media companies.
What do you
It's
mean?
so annoying. It's like, it's this thing of just like too small to fail, I guess, where they get ads for, I don't know, wanky companies like Aldi and Audi and all those ones. And then
Hey,
they
I
also
like
get
Aldi,
government funding.
But anyway, yeah, go on.
They should get funding from
I like
Aldi
Aldi,
because
yeah.
only ethnics go there.
Yeah, that's why I like
It's so good. Finally, a name I can pronounce.
No, there's always a confusion in my household. Is it Aldi or Aldi?
Oh, for fuck's
Who
sake.
is saying Aldi?
Aldi?
Some folks.
I mean, Aldi would
Is
be
your
good.
dad saying that?
Maybe.
Look, there's a reason that he stole that Stalin bus that I
Dude,
gave
my
you for your
dad has a
birthday.
habit of like ridiculously changing.
He should be in control of the music at Triple J.
Hey, more Packy surf music. I'd be happy.
This is what my dad does. Speaking of this, he'll ruin every Australian name and then argue why he's actually right and the name is this. So he could be like, so he instead of saying Wollongong, he would say Wollongong.
Wollongong?
I'll tell you why. And I was like, Dad, it's Wollongong. It's like, it's actually not. The word originally comes from Gaon, which is the Sanskrit name for village. And I go like, yeah, Dad, but like, here's the thing. It's an Aboriginal name.
He just didn't
And
know.
he'd be like, well, the word has to come from somewhere. It doesn't come from thin air. And he'll say shit like,
Cancel Ali's dad.
instead of Panania, he'll say Panania. And you go like, Dad, it's Panania. It's like, no, it's not. And then he'll come up with like why Greek mythology says it's Nanya instead of... Anyways.
That is so South Asian to pronounce it Punania.
I mean, your little work, the amount of books you have in your house now makes a lot of sense.
All right, can we play this game?
Yeah.
All right, so this game is Your Honor, where I will write a word on this piece of paper, a random word.
Yeah.
Okay? Could be anything in the world. And I'm going to show it to the audience, but not the two of you.
I like it.
Both of you have to write a word on your pieces of paper and try to guess what I've written.
Does it have to be the same word? So we have to guess your word. Okay.
Ideally,
Okay.
but the odds are that you
Wait a
won't
sec.
get
Is it a noun, adjective? Could be anything.
Could be anything.
We're not getting... Jesus.
But that's the point. So
Right.
you most likely won't get the exact word. But then once that happens, you'll reveal both of your words. And then you have to plead your case to the audience as to why your word is closer to my word. Does that make sense? And then they will tell us through a poll. Hopefully someone can do the poll because I don't know how to do it. And then they will decide who won. And whoever wins gets...
a prize. Oh, shit!
One second.
Okay, I have gifts. We have to do the gifts.
We'll
Can
do
we
it
close
after.
on
Well,
the
they
gifts?
seem like great gifts, seeing as it's from a Woolworths bag, and that's very Mislav.
The winner gets a lollipop.
What flavor?
Yes,
what flavor
I'm
is that?
getting that
Plum?
pop.
The fuck flavor
It's
is that?
called
Diamond plum?
Frighteningly Ghostly.
Only fucking you could get a chopper
Not
chop.
yet. You haven't won.
Yeah.
And the
don't touch it.
loser-
What flavor
That's
is
my chopper
that?
chop,
That's what you think.
The loser has to eat this.
Which is
Now, Jordan, can you care to read this?
This is Bombay Jumbo Pack, and it has, I think, Ali's brother on the front of it. It's from 2002. Oh, no, you can't feed us this, Ali.
It's not from the company.
you were in year 6, I think.
The company was formed in 2002, I think, by this man who's on the cover.
Can I see?
But
Can
anyway,
we just, I don't know if there's no way you can see this man.
no, I'll show it.
Can
to
I
the
see him?
audience.
Can I see him?
Can Can you show it to the camera as well?
How good's this? I am a selfless man with no ego. It is all about the product. Are you sure you want to put your passport photo in the front? It's a good photo.
But basically, what this is,
I mean, you'll have to go closer.
it's basically pieces of wood.
Great. Well, that won't be that different. You ate
Flavored
dog food
pieces of
last
wood.
week, so
That most people say gives you cancer.
great.
Right, well, that's all right. I mean, Mislav's eating it, so that's all right.
It's
Is
called,
that how confident you are?
it's
I think
called-
you want it.
I do want it. That's
Yeah.
more of a prize to me. I like flavored wood. That's as close as you can get to a well-done steak.
it's really an acquired taste.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's called chalia, which is literally just like you
It's
put
chewing
it in
tobacco.
pan.
Is
It's one step below chewing tobacco. It's not tobacco, but it's one step.
What
below.
is it?
We call it chalia. I think Indians call it sopari. I don't know.
Well, what is it?
It's pieces of flavored wood. Okay, now I'm gonna.
And so we're allowed to put down any word in the English language.
Yeah, I'm gonna write down a word. Now here's the thing. I'm
alright.
gonna show it to them,
Okay.
but you can't look at the screen
No.
or you can't look at me.
No,
Okay.
no. Show them the hilarious things too.
I'll show them the.
And don't let me forget the gifts. I'll get in trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are playing at home, this is what a Chupa Chup looks like. I'm sure that you've never walked into a BP station before in your life, so I've just shown you something
I've never seen
incredible.
that fucking
Let
flavour.
me know in the comments if you have, and if you do, I will argue with you, you're lying. The second one, of course, I think that you've definitely come across this before. This
Uncle
is definitely
Rumi's-
this
Uncle Rumi's wood
Pakistani
chips.
Elvis on the front that's gained a bit in his
I'll
later
show them, I'll
years.
show them what it is.
That's a spot on
Hey,
description.
none of you guys can look at the screen, okay?
Okay, so wait, is it on Jordan? The camera?
Jordan.
All right, I'm not
gonna
looking.
be feeding the boys.
Well, that doesn't look anywhere near as good as you were imagining.
Move it
does,
back,
Ali.
move it back.
It
Oh,
looked more visible from where I was holding it.
Fuck, why isn't it focusing? Go. Okay, can you go
Well,
further back?
why is it focusing? Because
Yeah.
it's focused on me.
Oh, no, pass it here, pass it here. Tell me when it focuses.
Look, this is all you need to know. It looks like if me and Ali were morphed into one man.
It's there.
Anyways, that's all I will need to show them the word.
Huh?
All right, okay.
Oh, now you've
Look
blurred
away.
me.
Both of you guys, look away.
Right,
Alright.
okay.
That's, every product is just.
Should we just write one down?
Yeah.
now? Yeah, let's do
Oh
that.
Yeah,
God,
write them down.
might as well.
All right.
But don't look. Don't look at me either, because he'll change it.
Oh, did you point the camera to the thing?
Yeah, I did.
Jeez.
No, I did.
So they saw the word?
Oh no, I didn't.
Jesus.
I
You
changed.
fool. I really shouldn't be looking that direction. I almost saw the word.
Don't. Oh, you saw it, didn't you?
I'm going to be very honest with you, Mislav. It's very hard
for you to see much.
Somebody to be looking at the camera from that angle
and see through the paper.
I don't think the audience saw it.
Yeah.
All right, I hope the audience
they didn't
saw
see it.
Well, it's just so blurry.
Clarify with them. Because that fucking... Oh, wait, don't look. Don't look.
All right, now, have you guys written down the words?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, show them. What are the words?
Well, where do we show them?
Well, no,
we
just
just
tell them.
tell them out loud.
All
right.
What's the word?
Mine is sniff.
Mine is... Is that how you say it? Is that the word?
Fornication.
Yeah.
Fornicate.
Is it fornication? That's what I meant.
Mislav
Fornication.
has, automatically
Fornication.
disqualified.
No.
I win the lollipop.
No. Fornication. That's what I meant.
Invented a word. It's obviously not going to be anything close to that because it doesn't exist.
Well, fornication is what I meant. Can I still play?
This is incredible. This is like, it really does show how bad Mislav is at life, right? Like,
Thanks.
It's the same as just with Guess Who. He didn't understand
That's
the
right.
rules of a game
That's right.
that was aimed at 6 and up.
It was
6
too
and
much
up was too
There's
challenging.
too much pressure of the cameras.
And what was the thing at the end? You picked a guy that was eliminated.
I did it
and then
opposite.
You did the guess.
I
Right.
did it opposite. I flipped it. I did it the wrong way.
Okay, the word that I chose was Qantas.
What?
Yeah, like the airline.
Qantas.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you chose fornication,
Okay.
and I chose sniff.
Okay, and now we have to
Now
explain
you've got
ourselves.
to plead your case.
All right.
Maybe.
Might go first because I'm going to win.
Okay.
Fornication is obviously synonymous with Qantas because it's a flight. How many people have fornicated on flights? Millions. It's basically sex in the sky. That's what Qantas stands for. Sex in the sky. I'm pretty sure that's actually what it stands for. Synonymous.
That's a really good opening statement. A downright pretty speech, if I may say so, good sir. I would add to that, though, by saying that, okay, you might have a point in that millions of people have fornicated on Qantas flights.
Yeah.
But everybody sniffs. That's just breathing. You sniff things in the air. That's part of it. Like right now, I'm sniffing, so I'm just universally there and everywhere.
That's a load of
and that's
shit.
a cop out, is it?
Yes.
So you're not doing it right now. All right, hold your breath then. Let's
I'm
see how
doing
you
it
do,
right
and
now,
then you'll die,
but
and
by-
then you get disqualified, and I get the
But
chup
by
chup.
that logic, you could have said arm and said everyone's got arms, so it's not
You
relevant.
used it for fornication. It's
That's
just that yours is
relevant.
more niche.
It's relevant. Yours is irrelevant.
What? So people only have sex on Qantas air flights. Not even Air New Zealand.
They
just on Qantas.
They sniff in more places that aren't on a flight than on a flight.
What? Yeah, okay,
So
that's
it's
true.
not
But
relevant.
everybody on the flight is sniffing the whole time. When their little
No, they're
crappy meals
breathing.
come out,
They're
and then they look
breathing.
at it, and then they say, "Oh, okay." The rookie
No,
move every
that's
time
a
of like, "I'm
crop.
going to get the beef stroganoff or whatever," and it's just like, dude,
No.
don't trust Qantas to do anything fancy. You get the bread.
No, they're breathing. I don't even. They're breathing, and they might sniff their food. I'd argue they smell their food, which isn't a sniff.
Well,
smelling a sniff is different from that. So
It's much closer because fornicating as well means that there's kind of like a beastly act involved in the sex. But some people might be making love. Some people might be committing coitus up there. And others might be just having a one-hand wonder in the toilets like Ali does every morning.
no wonder he got away with his court case. This spinning false facts, just fake news spun.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to use the argument that a lot of people have fornicated up there, you're going to have to do better than that, mate. Because I would argue that more people have sniffed on a flight than they fornicated.
I don't think
That's
so.
what we're going for. If that's the metric,
I don't think so.
how many people have done it?
No, I don't think
What,
so.
so you think more people have gotten off their flight, their seat, with another person that they've just randomly met there, and then they're just going to have sex?
Not
in the
only that,
bathroom?
I'll expand it. Fornication implies meeting people in relationships. You're always meeting new people on flights. Fornication is synonymous with flirting.
Okay, but
people
see,
are
this is
flirting
the
on
other thing as
flights
well.
like
Just remember
crazy.
this as well.
Endless flirting.
He's saying fornication again.
Fortification. That's whatever it is. People are flirting. That's associated relationships. You know, it implies that sort of world.
Well,
You don't even know what the word is.
I know what it is, buddy.
You don't.
Oh, I do.
You chose the wrong word. You
I know what it is.
invented one.
Don't
I may as
backtrack.
well have just said
Don't-
jumbaroo, and I'd be on the same path as you. Would be like, oh, everyone's jumbarooed
we
before.
rectified that. That's in the past. That was irrelevant. That's completely rectified from the word I meant. That's just desperate.
All right, fellas, can we get a vote going on this?
What, a poll?
Yeah, a poll. Sorry.
Yeah, well, the same thing.
Who
Voting,
won?
because it's synonymous. That's
yeah,
like the
yes,
same as
yes,
sniffing and
sniffing,
smelling.
yes. You
All
should
right,
have
it's
said
in the same
you should have said
category.
you
because
should have
those
said
are both
life.
words.
You should have
Mislav,
written
they're
life.
both words.
You should have written the word life. Like, well, we're living one. We're all living a life. So, you know. And
That was the strategy that I went in with. You should
Insanity.
have done the same thing, but now you screwed on
look,
2 levels. You should be disqualified anyway.
He somehow won the court case. Don't let him win this one. Not this many forgeries of justice.
All right, here we go. The voting has begun.
Yeah.
Currently, Miss.
You're just saying that. You are just saying fornication.
No.
Yeah, they said fornication. So they're saying a word that doesn't exist wins.
No.
This
It's
is such a
implied.
crock.
No, we're not doing this like the I is in the wrong. It's the shut up. It's the same shit.
It's not the
Ooh,
same.
Mislav is dropping. It's not
Thank you
working.
so much, guys.
It's the
Okay, if I can
same
just
thing.
plead my case.
He's
You're
fake-
voting
he's
for a
fake
joke. This is
using
supposed
you.
to be a
He's
serious
fake using
game.
you. You can't let him. Don't let him get away with
You
this.
can't. If you're doing this, you're a real joke to the proud people that made sure that the
Don't
English
give
language
in.
is one of the most prominent languages on earth with a large array. There's a million words that Mislav could have choose
Have
from,
you-
and he didn't choose one.
Have you seen his YouTube channel? He doesn't know anything about the English language. He butchers it every day. Fucking hell.
We're at 69 for Miss and 31% for Jordan.
And we're
Having
back to
said
30.
that, I'm pretty sure. Jordan,
Come
I'm
on,
going
people.
to say this. I think fornification is a word.
Maybe it is.
Fornication. It's fornicate, isn't it?
Holy shit. If I was
I think
right
they're
the
both.
whole time. If I was right the whole time.
Like, just
Oh
eat-
my god! If you have, then
Then you eat your
I
wood
doff my
chips.
chopper chop to
Let's
you,
see.
sir.
Let's see. Fornification.
Well, Ali decided to add a V into it for some reason. No, keep it there. So we'll just say.
Consensual sexual intercourse. It's a fucking
It's
word.
fornication.
Yeah, that's fornication. I think fornification is not a
No.
word.
Shame on everyone.
Okay,
Shame
maybe it's
on
not a word.
everyone.
Maybe it's not
This
a word.
is-
But like again, you know, that's
See,
irrelevant.
this is
It
why
stands.
democracy doesn't work. This is why I've always advocated for
Yeah.
dictatorship.
Will you eat the Chairman Mao looking
Because you
fucking
guys,
thing?
this is the whole thing. As soon as you give the people a choice
2002.
to quote that
And
Indian
we've
guru,
got
the
a
people
winner.
are retarded.
Thank you. There is some justice.
Mislav
Thank
Well,
you.
I got some.
has
Thank
won
you,
by
people.
65% and Jordan has lost by 35%.
Put it there, buddy. Nice try.
I'm not shaking your hand.
Ah, yeah. Eat your wood chips, you sore loser.
Eat your
Ooh.
wood chips
I'm actually
and you-
excited for this.
Let's get Jordan to eat it first.
Yeah, of course.
I'll fix that. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
Can you change it back for a second?
Yeah. Hold on, Jordan. We need to focus you. You wood chip eating fuck. Wait, is it good? Yeah.
I can't. I'm just going to have to eat the packet.
No,
Can't open it.
that's not how you open it. You don't know.
Stupid
This
piece
is
of
this
crap.
The way you open this is you bite the end of it and you pull all the wood
Drag it
chips
in.
out.
Okay, so you damage your teeth. So how packets going?
No, all of it. All
The
of
whole
it.
thing, like a
that's it.
like a salt packet or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. You're doing
okay.
it right. You're doing it right.
Well, it's delicious so far. Nice, crunchy goodness.
Is it in?
Whoa.
Let me smell it. I want to smell it. Hey, you didn't get all of it. Get it all in.
Dude, I'm eating incense.
Let me smell.
Not
I wanna
a
smell it.
consumable
Let me
product,
smell it.
darling.
I wanna-
You just,
Oh my god, it smells like incense.
dude, this is you buy this in the air freshener department at the supermarket. This is not. This is so unfair. I chose a word. I chose a word that existed.
Hey, let me smell the packet. Let me sniff the packet. Oh, it's Ali. It's fucking incense.
Yeah. And by
Oh,
the way,
the aftertaste.
you've got to like actually bite all the wood and swallow it too.
You have to swallow.
No, you don't.
No,
do
you
that.
have to swallow it.
You're
Yeah.
lying,
100%.
Dude,
Ali.
down the hatch.
You can't just give me cancer for a meme.
No, but
not worth
you've
it.
got to keep biting at it, and you've got to make the wood chips smaller and smaller, and then swallow them.
imagine if-
so much punishment?
Imagine if this is what killed him.
I hate this. I hate that like how Mislav can just glide through life like this and just like ass backwards, doing things wrong and then
Wrong.
winning.
Oh, come on. This is in this instance, justice was served, Jordan. You're being a. Come on. You know I was right.
You can't be right by
I can.
definition.
I'm sick of definition. Come on. Semantics. Semantics.
I'm so glad that you weren't in charge of this game, Mislav, because you would have been like, incorrect. The correct answer that I was looking for is bazungadoogas. Well,
Hey,
I wouldn't guess that.
It's called Urban Dictionary, mate. What I want to try my gift now. My prize. Grapey.
They're saying, what was Ali's word? My word was Qantas.
Yeah, Qantas.
Is Qantas even a word?
I mean, it's a company.
It's a word.
It is a word.
I guess it's a word.
What is this flavor? To be honest,
Jesus, I'm the only one that knows English.
this flavor can't be much better than that. It's a bit bubblegummy, you know.
I'll be honest, I'm a
Okay,
little
you really
jealous that I
can't.
don't have another one to eat myself.
You don't know my word. Okay?
You know what?
Don't speak my truth for me.
This is like the Pakistani
we're
version
sticking this
of
on the wall.
sardines.
It's like sardines.
Because I am jealous that Jordan, because I only had one packet. I'm jealous
Yeah.
that he's having it.
Yeah.
But you need to eat it for like 2 years consistently. It's Vegemite. It's Paki Vegemite.
Yeah. I mean, it smells like fucking incense. Show us your tongue. Let's go do your tongue. Oh! Wood
It's
chips.
wood.
It's wood chips.
Wood. This is so cruel.
Dude, this is Twitch, baby.
You know what I gotta say? You know how I ate that dog food
Yeah.
when we were at the pound? That was way better than
Oh,
this. Way better.
seriously?
Yeah, dude. Like, just think
my
about this.
God.
Like, Ali should have just been like, you have lost. You have to drink this Airwick Air French sector. It's the same thing. It
smells-
be easier to eat.
It literally smells like an air freshener. It smells like incense. It's not. Are you sure it's not incense?
It's
Bombay, dude. This guy. It's just a weird. He's eating it in the pack, isn't he?
he's got it still here.
Yeah.
Jordan, what's your honest take?
What's your take?
You know, like, all right. You know when you walk into a Gnostic forest shop, one of those places that a bunch of middle-aged women go into that don't know what a hippie is. They think that it's reading tarot. You know that place? And you know when you walk in there and you're like, Jesus, this place is pungent. There's nothing for me in here, right?
Yeah.
It's the reverse of that. It's the reverse. It's just like, well, if you're not going in, we're coming in here. That's all that's happening in here. Just all these old women being like, oh, I was channeling you today. I didn't realize I knew you were going to come in. Yes, yes.
so
My
should-
divination's getting
So it
better.
shouldn't be called Bombay. It should be called Bellingen.
Yes, that's what it should be called. Essence de Bellingen. That's your uncle, isn't it, Ali? Right there. Your uncle that lives in Bellingen, he made this.
Buy
It does
them
seem
now.
like the stupid kind of idea that he would come up with, and no wonder he wasn't successful in business. It's just,
Is the flavor maturing? Talk us through the flavor profile. You've gone from, I imagine, sticks.
no. I went from flavor to sticks now.
Now you're at sticks.
Yep. Now I just have that same feeling of when I was eating sticks in kindergarten. And then the teacher was just like, put that out of your mouth now. But I have the exact opposite of my best friends on earth who are like, no, eat it. Swallow it all. It doesn't count.
Welcome to the internet, my friend.
Now you know why every Paki talk like this. I'll be on my way. Because they all have that in their mouth.
It's like
What? So it's just in their gums.
Yeah, they eat that or the hardcores
No, they
one,
keep the
chew
kids on
tobacco. So their mouth is always filled with this. So whenever you talk to anyone there, they always go, yep, on my way, coming.
Well, mine's grapey and yummy. Grapey and delicious.
You deserve.
reminds,
You
me
don't
of,
deserve great.
reminds me of childhood as well, but I've been rewarded.
Should be arse flavor so you get used to the taste. of
Okay,
it.
let's do the gifts and end the poll.
All right, yeah, I got to do this because I forgot to bring them last week. Jordan, this one's from me. It's a small constellation.
Wait, so it's not a
constellation.
fan gift, like you bought them.
No, these are all fan gifts.
Okay.
Bar one, which is a gift from me. This might be a small consolation prize for your punishment. You know, it's while you've suffered. Now I can bring you some the joy of mediocre comedy.
Oh,
Yes,
That's actually
I've
kinda
always
cool.
wanted that. Thank
Show-
you so
show-
much.
Show it.
I remember one year looking at that insanity and thinking, okay, because my family are always saying, what do you want as a gift? And I never wanted anything. I wanted money because I was a starving uni student.
Fair.
That would have been good.
Or undies.
That would be a huge improvement on the gifts that I've gotten over the years. You know what I got instead? I make these lists every year. I always get them exactly what they want on their list, rain, hail, or shine. When I had less money in my bank account than Mislav, and keep in mind, he had minus 50 cents. For the show.
Minus 50 cents at one point.
I found a way. These guys, well off. You know what they got me? Harry Potter flavored toothpaste.
Well, what is that?
Thank you so much, Mitch.
That's all
That's
right.
a 2 CD set of Hamish and Andy.
Hey,
Hamish and Andy's unessential listening. So this is just the best bits of their radio show, which I don't know how they put it down to just 2 CDs. They're all great.
Just
But
two.
also now you need a CD player.
Yeah, I know. I know.
The cruel irony.
We'll make that
yes,
happen.
the usual with Mislav. Well, you know what's going to happen, mate? Next time we're in the car, we
Ah.
are not listening to the Vines again.
Fair. Maybe that harshens the perfuminess of the wood chips.
How are you not a fan of these two? They're
I do like the cover.
naked,
I do like the cover a
covered
lot.
in chips.
I'm very much. To be honest, the cover is what sold me. I'm like, this is pretty sick. The cover, I'm into it a lot.
It says unessential listening.
Man, you know what's really sad? Looking at them in their 20s and now they're like in their 40s and they kind of still look like that.
They're not as elastic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, elasticity's gone. Because
And I just don't think that they'd be doing this anymore. And you know what it is? It's always the same thing. Nah, mate, I've got kids. Didn't stop your dad.
shout out my dad sending me a photo of him naked.
What are they lying on? Chips?
Chips, yeah.
Oh, is this because they made that Hamish and Andy flavored chips?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Do you remember that? Well,
Yeah, the gravy flavored chips.
yeah, gravy.
Let me see.
flavored
Pull some
chips.
out.
You've seen wood before, right?
It's actually fucking wood.
No, it's legitimately wood.
I thought you were kidding.
I am not kidding.
I thought you were kidding.
No, it's like little pieces of wood.
Is it wood
You know
from
what's
India?
better? You know what's better? The splinters in my mouth are better than the aftertaste. Get rid of the flavour.
All right. Then we've got the rest. So this is from Banmol and Vishal. So we got a thing.
Oh, they're mates?
Yeah. No, they came to a show. And
Oh, did they?
All right.
Where?
I'll read
Forest
this
Hall
out
show.
loud.
a Forest Hall
so
show.
nice.
And they bought me Toad Rage. They bought me Toad Rage 3.
Well, he doesn't need that. Oh, he needs that.
Yeah, 3.
Ah,
Toad
man.
Heaven. Toad Heaven.
All right, let me read this out.
Cancel your schedule.
Dear Friendly Jimmies, I hope you appreciate the stock portfolios I had put together for you all. They're pretty self-explanatory, but feel free to reach out if you have any questions. There's a little something extra for you, Jimmies, to congratulate you on your election work, court shit, and being a top dude. You may even find a surprise within yours. Only time will tell. Stay rad, dudes. Hashtag Chiku. Banmol hugs Megs. Viva la potshot cult.
And I did a shot with them.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Very sweet Banmol.
It was sick. It was
Sentimental.
very sweet. So this is, I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but there's 2 presents. There's this, which is you can hold this up, Jordan. A stock portfolio.
Oh, she actually did.
And this, and I think that's for Jordan. Is that for Jordan? Uncle Jimmy's?
Uncle Jimmy.
Wow, it is incredible. And all
I
of it
remembered.
is on the front is holistic grazing. That's exactly what we need more of. And
that's
then they've
so
just
funny.
given us a bunch of
Show him,
spinach to grow.
show him into the camera.
Sorry.
I got some spinach seeds.
Spinach seeds. Maybe we can try to plant some in the balcony. I'll definitely have a... Keep going. I think there's more. I think there's a lot of seeds.
He's right. There are a lot.
Hey, yo, can I have one of those?
Yeah, can I have
lettuce
one
seeds?
too? I want to plant some of these. There's a lot of seeds.
Is it coriander?
I mean, there is enough for everybody, but the answer is still no.
I think there's a 3rd page of seeds. There's a lot of seeds.
And then they've also got rocket. Well, you
you
guys
can-
can have
you
the
can
rocket.
keep the rocket.
You don't like it?
I don't worry.
I'll have whatever.
More bitter than this. The spicy option.
Oh, more lettuce.
There's so
They've got
much.
cos lettuce as well.
Oh, it's for
Man,
you.
This is an amazing stock portfolio. That's really clever. Because
It is.
everything in here are things that used to be in lettuce shortage. It would be a lot better if we had these 2 months ago so we could actually grow them in time for it. But now it seems like the Coles is actually stocked with lettuce
Yeah.
again.
But
But I enjoy the sentiment.
Yeah, it'll be a shortage again. Watch the dollary dues roll in. I mean, I'll take that.
Dude, I tell you, there's a tomato shortage. I bought
Dude,
tomatoes
can I just
for
say,
$11
everybody
a
that listens
kilo.
to this podcast, you're all legends.
Agreed.
I never come across somebody that listens to this podcast that isn't a king.
Fuck yeah. Agreed.
Unless they're a woman. And then
That's a
obviously
joke.
they're queens.
And they're queens,
And they're
exactly.
queens.
Exact. I'm so silly. Let me see it. I want to see this portfolio.
All right. Well, thank you.
No.
Okay.
There's more. There's fucking
there's more.
Yeah, there's
Of
more.
course. Put it on his cave.
Stock portfolios.
Also, where is Dickie Nee? Dickie Nee
Oh,
has a
shit.
special place right in the closet next to my finest wigs. Just so you
Man,
know.
they actually wrote stuff as descriptions for each seed. That's
This is a little gift bag for Tong.
is that?
Tong gets a necklace.
Whoa.
Oh, that's really
Oh my
sweet.
god,
Are
that's
they
so nice.
rosary
This
beads?
is the nicest gift I've never gotten.
Oh, dude, that's a
Look
just
at that. That's so
crazy.
sweet. And that's a really nice necklace too.
man. What the hell?
Man, that's my 10th anniversary gift.
There's more in there, I think.
There's more.
All right, one sec.
That's very sweet. Jesus, very
There's little
sweet.
notes in
Van
there,
Molen,
too.
Vishal, very sweet.
You're all very sweet.
Oh my god.
Bugger, I forgot to mention the necklace made is for Tong, Australian opal. It's Australian
Shit.
opal.
Holy shit.
No, that's too generous.
That's too kind.
I'm not going to give it back, but it's too
Isn't
generous.
like Australian opal cheap though?
I mean,
Maybe. It doesn't matter
if you
though.
go to Lightning Ridge, it's like, you can
it's
trade
still,
it for Fruit
It's
Loops.
still its homegrown opal. That's sick.
What does it say? Also, where is Dickie Nee? Okay.
Dickie Nee. I don't know where the fuck Dickie Nee
When
is.
we got a book.
Tim Allen, don't stand too close to a naked man. That is going to be way funnier than Hamish and Andy's.
Holy shit. Whoa. That is the coolest gift I've ever seen.
What? We should do like a.
This is
should do a
the
reading.
most 90s thing ever invented. Not just in books, in everything. Look at that. Look at how it's described. And isn't this incredible? I think that the publishing company is Home Improvement.
Oh my god.
Well, that makes sense. It's their merch.
A humor book, an autobiography, a book that explains why men are different to women.
Cancelled.
Yeah, cancelled, dude. Yeah.
Well, you couldn't write this book today.
So many seeds.
Look at this. This is like his best of. This is his Hamish and Andy best of the book at the back. Everyone plays golf now. It's like going to a strip club. You get all charged up, pay big money to hang out on a beautiful course, and start drinking early. 18 holes later, you're plastered and frustrated, and most of all, your balls are missing.
That's pretty good.
This is going to be...
Look, that's the
this
blurb?
is so great. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, and it's got another gag down here. Ready? Just look at this. He's better than Ronald Reagan. Men look at women the way men look at cars. Everyone looks at Ferraris. Now and then we like a pickup truck, and we all end up with a station wagon.
Holy shit.
Ain't it the truth, Jim?
Boomer humor.
That's amazing. I hope you read that. I will be skimming it. That's for sure.
All right, fellas. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the pod.
Thanks, everybody.
We
This
will
has been
see
a great
you.
one.
Actually, here's the other thing. We probably won't see Jordan for. We have to work this out. We might do a podcast sometimes this week because Jordan's going to be gone for the next couple of Tuesdays.
Oh shit. Well, okay.
So what we'll do
shit.
is we'll try to get another pod recorded for next week, and for the week after that, unfortunately, it'll be a Patreon
And
only
also, if
upload.
you want to know the epic saga of Mislav Balabrajic, our own Ottoman impregnating the Greeks' territory. If you want to know about what's going up later in this saga, this endless saga of Mislav courting the love of his life, you're going to have to sign up to the Up Late Patreon, and you will not regret it.
it gets
I'm
a
telling
little,
you, it's so... Look,
Blue?
the last podcast, the last two podcasts of Up Late, crying with laughter for an hour straight. I had To quote Ariana Grande, no tears left to cry. It was so funny. And so I think we're up to part 3.
Yeah.
We all know,
Part
just
3.
like the Hangover 3, it's going to be better.
Join us for part 3, and
Join the Secret
we'll
Fun
see
Club.
you
It's a fun club.
hopefully sometime next week, or we'll figure it out. We'll keep you updated.
We'll do one more. We'll do one more before he goes.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya. Bye.